Hey photographer, welcome to the Financially Focused Photographer. I'm your host, Tiffany Bastian, accountant and tax pro for photographers who's obsessed with helping you keep more of what you make. Let's be real, you didn't become a photographer to spend hours deciphering tax code or tracking expenses, but here's the truth. Mastering your money is what turns your passion into profit. Each week, we'll skip the Google rabbit hole and get right to the answers you actually need. We'll also explore your relationship with money and how it might be holding your business back. From solopreneurs just booking their first clients to established studios hitting major revenue milestones, my mission is simple: to help you understand the numbers game so you can build real wealth doing what you love. So hit subscribe, tune in each week, and let's get financially focused. Hey, and welcome back to the Financially Focused Photographer. Can you believe we're already on episode 4? In our first episode, we built a foundation of exploring our money mindset, those underlying beliefs about wealth that either fuel our success or hold us back. We talked about how wealth looks different for everyone and how your business should be serving your life goals. Then in episode 2, we flipped the script from I can't afford it to approaching business expenses as strategic investments. We walked through my 5-step ROI framework for evaluating any purchase decision in your photography business. Last time, in episode 3, we got real about the difference between what your business brings in and what you're actually taking home. We talked about implementing profit first for photographers and making sure you're paying yourself consistently, not just living off whatever happens to be left over. But today, we're building on all of that with something that might not sound exciting, but will absolutely transform your business. Setting up bookkeeping systems that actually work for photography professionals like you. Because here's the thing. All those concepts we've talked about so far, the mindset work, the strategic investment, knowing your true take-home pay, none of that works without good data. And good data comes from consistent, accurate bookkeeping. You knew I'd get there eventually. If you're anything like most photographers I work with, you might be avoiding your bookkeeping. Maybe you're dumping receipts into a shoebox, mixing personal and business expenses in one bank account, or scrambling at tax time to figure out where all the money went. Trust me, I get it. You became a photographer to create beautiful images, not to become an accountant. But proper bookkeeping isn't just about satisfying the IRS. It's about giving you clarity and control over your business. It's about making informed decisions based on real numbers rather than gut feelings. And ultimately, it's about creating a sustainable business that supports the life you want to live. That financial ocean we talked about back in episode 1. The first step in creating a functional bookkeeping system is one that many photographers skip: completely separating your business and personal finances. This isn't just a good practice, it's essential for accurate record keeping and tax compliance. Here's what this separation should include: a dedicated business checking account for all business income and expenses, a business credit card or debit card used exclusively for business purchases, a clear system for handling client payments that go directly to your business account, a method for paying yourself from your business account to your personal account. This separation creates what accountants call a clean audit trail, a clear record of all your business transactions that's easy to track and verify. It also helps establish your business as a legitimate entity in the eyes of the IRS, which can be crucial if you're ever audited. For those of you operating an LLC, this separation isn't just recommended, it's actually required. If you're ever involved in a lawsuit and you haven't maintained this separation, a court could rule that you don't truly treat your business as a separate entity. This is known as piercing the corporate veil, and it means your personal assets, your home, personal savings, etc., could be at risk, completely negating the liability protection that led you to form the LLC in the first place. Simply having LLC paperwork isn't enough. Actually operate like a separate business entity by keeping business strictly separated. Remember in episode 3 when we talked about implementing profit first? The separation of accounts is the essential first step. You can't allocate percentages to your owner's pay account or tax account or operating expenses if everything is jumbled together in one place. One wedding photographer I worked with would constantly use her personal credit card for business expenses because she earned reward points. When tax time came, she had to spend hours combing through statements to separate business from personal expenses. After implementing a complete separation with a business credit card that also earned reward points, she saved at least 5 hours each month and had much more accurate records. If you haven't set up the separation yet, make it your priority this week. As I mentioned in episode 3, I personally use and recommend Relay Financial for this. Their free business banking platform allows you to create up to 20 different accounts, making it perfect for implementing profit first. You can set up automatic transfers between accounts based on percentages, which takes a lot of manual work out of maintaining your financial system. And I'll include a link to Relay Financial in the show notes in case you want to check that out. Even if you choose a different bank, the important thing is to make a clean break between your personal and business finances. Most banks offer business checking accounts with reasonable fees, and many online banks now offer free business checking options. Just make sure the account includes the features you need, like mobile deposit and integrations with accounting software. Now that you've separated your finances, it's time to choose a bookkeeping system that works for you. There are several options ranging from do-it-yourself spreadsheets to full-featured accounting software. Let me walk you through the most common options for photographers. Number 1, spreadsheet tracking. This is the most basic approach, creating and maintaining a spreadsheet to track income and expenses. It's free or low cost if you already have Excel or use Google Sheets, but it's also the most time-consuming and error-prone. I only recommend spreadsheet tracking if you're just starting out, have very few transactions each month. Number 2, Wave Accounting. Wave is a free accounting software that offers basic bookkeeping features, including income and expense tracking, invoice creation, and receipt scanning. It's a good step up from spreadsheets without any financial investment. The limitations? Well, the reporting isn't as robust as paid options, customer support is limited, and some advanced features require payment. But for solo photographers with straightforward finances, it might be an excellent starting point. Number 3, QuickBooks Online. QuickBooks Online is probably the most well-known accounting software, and many photographers use it successfully. It offers comprehensive features for growing businesses, including detailed reporting, integration with tax software, and wide acceptance among accountants. I need to give you an important warning here, though. I do not recommend using QuickBooks Self-Employed for photographers. This is another product separate from QuickBooks Online. Despite the name, it's not actually designed for small businesses like photography studios. It's more geared toward the gig economy, like an Uber driver, DoorDash delivery people, and similar jobs where they would just need to track a few basic things. It is not meant for a business that is looking to grow and scale. QuickBooks Self-Employed lacks many essential features and an actual small business needs, and we'll dive into all of that in a later episode. But for those of you who want to set up QuickBooks Online properly for your photography business, but aren't sure where to start, we have an entire QuickBooks Online for Photographers course inside the Financially Focused Collective. It walks you through a complete setup, process step by step, including creating your chart of accounts, setting up your bank feeds, and creating custom reports specifically for your photography business. I'll include a link in the show notes if you're interested in learning more about how to set this up yourself. Number 4 is FreshBooks. Many creative professionals prefer FreshBooks for its user-friendly interface and feature design for service-based businesses. It excels in time tracking and invoicing. And number 5, specialized photography business software. Some photography-specific platforms like Dubsado, HoneyBook, 17 Hats, Studio Ninja include financial tracking alongside client management. While they can handle invoicing, payment collection, and basic expense tracking, it's important to understand that these are primarily customer relationship management systems, not true accounting solutions. These CRMs lack many bookkeeping features needed to ensure your records are accurate and complete. Most don't offer bank reconciliations, which are essential for verifying that your records match your actual bank transactions each month. Many lack proper profit and loss reporting, and all of them lack balance sheet capabilities, which are necessary for a complete picture of your business's financial health. My recommendation is to use these systems for what they excel at, managing your client workflow, contracts, and invoicing. But pair them with a dedicated bookkeeping solution like QuickBooks Online or Wave. In fact, this is exactly what we do with our monthly clients. We use QuickBooks Online as the central financial hub, and we pull data from their various CRMs and gallery systems and payment processors to paint the complete picture of their business inside QuickBooks. This gives our clients the best of both worlds, specialized tools for client management, and a robust accounting system for accurate financial records. You can have your CRM handle the front-end client financial interactions, but make sure your transactions are ultimately recorded and reconciled in proper accounting software. This hybrid approach works exceptionally well for photographers at all stages of business. And number 6, hiring a bookkeeper or an accountant. As your business grows, consider working with a professional bookkeeper or accountant. This option ranges from hiring someone to handle basic transaction categorization to engaging a full-service accounting firm that manages your entire financial ecosystem. If you decide to go this route, understand the difference in service levels. A basic bookkeeper will categorize transactions and perhaps reconcile accounts. A more advanced bookkeeper might handle financial reporting and some tax prep. A full-service accounting firm can provide comprehensive financial management. One thing to consider, if you hire a general bookkeeper, you'll still need to find someone who handles your taxes separately. This can lead to communication gaps and inconsistencies in how your finances are managed. That's why at Bastion Accounting, we offer full-service accounting specifically for photographers. We handle everything from the initial QuickBooks setup to ongoing monthly management, tax planning, sales tax review, and filing. Our clients never have to worry about their numbers because we manage the entire financial picture for them. We collaborate alongside of them each month so they know what's going on in their business. We've designed our services specifically for photographers so we understand a photographer's unique needs. The level of financial support you need really depends on your business stage and the expertise you want backing you up. Some photographers are comfortable handling the basics and just want occasional guidance, while others prefer to completely outsource their financial management so they can focus entirely on their creative work. This might feel like a big investment at first, but remember what we discussed in episode 2 about strategic investments in your business. If you're spending 5 to 10 hours a month struggling with something like bookkeeping or sales tax, and those are hours you could be shooting or editing, the ROI on professional financial help often makes complete sense. When you think about it, your time is valuable. Every hour spent wrestling with QuickBooks is an hour you're not doing the work that actually generates revenue in your business. For many photographers, the peace of mind and time saving alone justify the investment in professional financial management. So which system should you choose? Well, it depends on several factors: the complexity of your business, number of transactions, clients, and expenses, your comfort level with financial tasks, whether you prefer an all-in-one solution or specialized tools, and how much time you can dedicate to bookkeeping. My recommendation for most established photographers is to use QuickBooks Online or FreshBooks, depending on your specific needs. If you're just starting out, Wave or a photography business management spreadsheet might be sufficient. Whatever system you choose, the key is consistency. The best bookkeeping system is the one you'll actually use regularly. Once you've chosen your bookkeeping system, the next step is to set up what accountants call a chart of accounts. Basically, the categories you'll use to organize your income and expenses. The default categories in most accounting software are designed for general businesses and often don't reflect the specific needs of photographers. Rather than trying to create these categories from scratch, I've put together a complete photographer-specific chart of accounts template for you to download. This is the same template that we use when we onboard monthly clients and the same template you'll find inside of our QuickBooks course. I've included a link to download this free resource in the show notes. Just go to bastionaccounting.com/episode 004 to get your copy. This will save you hours of setup time and ensure you're tracking your finances in a way that gives you true, useful information. When you set up your chart of accounts correctly from the beginning, your financial reports become much more valuable. You'll be able to see at a glance which services are most profitable, which expenses are eating into your bottom line, and how your business is performing over time. Now that you have your systems and categories in place, the key to successful bookkeeping is consistency. I recommend establishing a regular routine that works with your schedule and workflow. For most photographers, a weekly bookkeeping session of 30 minutes to an hour is ideal. This is frequent enough to keep up with transactions while they're fresh in your mind, but not so frequent that it feels like a constant burden. I practice what I preach here. In my own business, I have what I call Finance Fridays. Every Friday morning, I set aside time to go over all financials, update any bookkeeping items, look ahead at cash flow for the next week, and review our projections for the remainder of the month. This consistent routine has been absolutely transformative for my business, giving me both clarity and confidence in my financial decisions. Put it on your calendar, turn off distractions, and maybe even make it pleasant with your favorite beverage and some background music. It's better to spend 30 minutes each week keeping your books mostly in order than to spend 10 hours in a panic at tax time trying to reconstruct a year's worth of transactions. All right, this week's homework is all about getting your bookkeeping system set up properly or optimizing your existing system. Here's what I want you to do. 1, audit your current system. Evaluate how you're currently tracking income and expenses, what's working for you, what's causing frustration, where are the gaps. Second, I want you to choose your bookkeeping solution based on what we discussed today. Select the system that's right for you right now in your business. If you already have a system, decide if it's still meeting your needs or if it's time to upgrade. Third, implement our photographer-specific chart of accounts. No matter what you're using, if it's a spreadsheet or you are using QuickBooks or something like Wave, you can take our template of the chart of accounts that's downloadable with this episode and get that implemented and start categorizing your transactions. Fourth, block time on your calendar. Schedule a reoccurring 30-minute meeting with yourself to review your finances and update your bookkeeping. If you're working with an accountant, make that 30 minutes set aside each week to see what your accountant needs from you. This is super important. You need to be involved in your numbers even if you're not the one handling the heavy lifting. Fifth, you're going to set up a receipt management system if you don't have one. Whether that's a folder, file folders in your desk. I do mine by vanilla envelope. I have one for each year, and I put all my receipts in there for taxes. You can scan them in and create a Google Drive with folders, however you want to do that, but you want to make sure that in the future, if you're audited, you can recall those receipts. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Even implementing one or two of these steps will move you forward to greater financial clarity and control. As we wrap up today's episode on bookkeeping, I want to emphasize something important. Good financial systems aren't just about satisfying the IRS or preparing for tax season. They're about giving you the information you need to make confident business decisions. When you know exactly how much money is coming in, where it's going, and what's truly profitable in your business, you can focus more energy on what you love, creating beautiful images for your clients. Think of good bookkeeping as the foundation that supports everything else in your business. Without it, you're essentially operating in the dark, making decisions based on gut feelings rather than facts. But with it, you can gain clarity, confidence, and control over your financial future. In many ways, this brings us full circle to what we talked about in episode 1, that financial river flowing into your life ocean. Good bookkeeping is like having accurate maps of that river. It shows you where the currents are strong, where there might be obstacles, and how to navigate toward the life you actually want to create. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all the information we covered today, remember that you don't have to implement everything at once. Start with the basics. Separate your business and personal finances. Then choose a simple bookkeeping system. Set up regular time to maintain your records. Then build from there as your comfort level and business needs grow. Don't forget to download our free photography chart of accounts at BashaniCounty.com/episode 004. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share with a photographer friend who might need to hear this message. You can join our free Facebook community by searching Financially Focused Photographers on Facebook. Until next time, remember that understanding your numbers is the first step to financial freedom in your photography business. Now go take some financially focused action.